right, so Dogechain holders, this is pretty big. So we're gonna talk about this today. There's a lot going on with Dogechain, and I think Dogechain might be like one of the top crypto choices coming the next bull market. And obviously, Dogecoin is going to be, but Dogechain is now attaching itself to Dogecoin in a way. But this is going to be big because Dogechain could possibly be worth a billion inside of market cap, right? A billion plus. So we're going to talk about this. Anyways, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's get started with this. Now, first things first here with Dogechain, you can see $365,000 in 24-hour trading volume. Not that big, but you can also see the market cap is pretty decent at 10.8 million. So it's still a low cap coin, and 80 million is the fully diluted market cap. That's with everything locked up because there's a lot of DeFi protocols now built on Dogechain. So you got some money locked up here and there. But yeah, the market cap, the actual market cap here, $10.8 million. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, up 3.7% in the last 24 hours. Dogechain has been doing, fairly decent. It hasn't taken off yet, only 31% from its all-time low from when it got listed here on CoinGecko. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to see because imagine if you're getting in this early on a coin. Just imagine where it could be in the future. And the reason why I say this because there's some big news coming out for Dogechain. We're going to talk about that. But first, I want to show you something. $10,000 right here divided by 0.000476655, which will give you 2 million coins. Imagine Dogechain getting all the way up to, I'm not going to say a dollar because that's Dogecoin's prediction. In order for Dogechain to get to a dollar, it would have to be around 170 billion market cap, right? And that's a lot in market cap, 170 billion. And for Dogecoin, on the other hand, if Dogecoin were to get to $1, then Dogecoin's market cap essentially would be over here to about not 2 point, but 141 billion. So we can see Dogecoin getting to a dollar during the next bull market. But as for Dogechain getting to a dollar, I would take a step back and be like, it'll take a little bit longer for us to actually do that. So what we want to do here is we'll remember the coins, right? We'll just go ahead and save these coins, right? And then from here, we'll do another math problem. So this math problem will pretty much be trying to tell what area of Dogecoin we're trying to get to. Are we trying to get to 10 cents? Are we trying to get to 1 cent? What are we trying to get to? So let's say Dogechain, sorry, I said Dogecoin. But yeah, let's say Dogechain here reaches 10 cents, right? So we'll just do 10 cents right here multiplied by 170 billion. So that's what we're going to be, or not 70. Well, actually, yeah, 70 billion because that's the coins. All right, but that's going to be a $17 billion market cap. So I think that Dogechain maybe $10 billion market cap or $1 billion market cap during the next bull market, right? Like 1 to 10 billion market cap, 17 billion at like the most, right? But let's say it does get to 17 billion, that's a 10-cent price right there at $17 billion market cap for Dogechain. So remember what we had before. We had this much. We had 2 million coins. If we multiply that by 10 cents, look at that, $209,000. That's a lot of money off of $1,000. So I think Dogechain has huge potential. It's definitely something that I'm going to be looking into. I don't have much crypto right now because I'm waiting for the perfect time to buy. Prices are increasing. I don't buy when prices are increasing. I buy as they decrease. So me personally, I believe Bitcoin is going to get rejected around $31,000. It might pass 31K. But if it does, then we are officially in a bull market. And look at all of this green here. Every single time period for Bitcoin is green right now. So that's pretty much showing us that we're pretty much entering the bull market here, right? These are the beginning times of the bull market. Now, me personally, I'm under the impression that we might drop down to 20K before we actually hit the Bitcoin bull market. That's my impression here. But it's possible that we don't drop back down to 20K and we just keep going, right? It's always possible. But anyways, none of that is neither here or there. We don't care about that right now. But what we really want to look at is Dogechain. So the reason why Bitcoin matters, obviously, is because when Bitcoin goes up, everything's going to go up, including Dogechain. I want to see Dogechain at 10 cents. That's a $17 billion market cap. That's going from $1,000 to $209,000. Like from this point to there, like it's huge potential here with Dogechain. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on from this and talk about some other stuff. Now, those chain prices for right now are moving very, very, very nicely, right? We're moving very nicely along here. And this isn't the news that we're talking about, right? The news is actually pretty big for Dogechain. But what we're looking at here for the prices, we just now hit the momentum wave band here. And this is the 4 hour chart. So this is a particularly long-term chart, but I'm doing the Fibonacci here for the short term because we want to know what's happening right now with Dogechain. That's why you see the short-term Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high on the short-term Fibonacci here. Now, what we are looking here for Dogechain is to bounce off of this support or going back down to the bottom support down here on this Fibonacci. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the RSI here, we just now crossed and now we're going downwards here on the RSI. But we could stop halfway like we did here previously on the RSI. We could stop halfway down here and then go back up from there. So that's why I was saying it's possible for us to, maybe go down to this Fibonacci here at 0.004725. Right now we're at 0.004747, or we could go a little bit lower down to 3Z46. And then that would look something like this on the RSI, where it then goes all the way down, almost down, and then crosses back upwards, back into a bullish scenario, kind of like how we did before here. So that's what I'm looking at here right now for this. I'm looking for like a V shape like this. It's almost like a head and shoulder thing, but it's different because it's on the R side. But yeah, this is something that I believe is going to happen here soon with Dogechain. Now, what I also do want to look at here with Dogechain is this. If we go ahead and look at the 1 hour chart, it looks a little bit different. If you look at the RSI on the 1 hour chart, it shows that it's crossing here at the bottom, which means it's about to become bullish. So temporarily, we are going to see that increase in price possibly back up here to about 3Z48, right? It could either do that or it could continue to go sideways and then continue to drop in price here. Like when the RSI is just going sideways like that, our price typically will drop. So technically speaking, if on this area here, we do the same thing, we go a little bit sideways, then we're going to drop down to this level right here, 3Z46. But if we don't end up doing that and we just end up going up from there, the RSI crosses and then we go up from here, then that's when you see us going up to the next Fibonacci up here. So those are our two scenarios here for Dogechain on the 1 hour chart. Now, we've already hit the top of our momentum wave bands here, right? And the momentum wave bands, this is part of the Chart Prime technical indicators that I have, link in the description if you want to go ahead and check that out. But with Chart Prime here, typically when we hit the momentum wave bands, either it's the bullish one or the bearish one up here or the bullish one. It's bullish when it hits the lower, smaller green momentum wave band, because that means that's when people are going to start buying in. That's when momentum comes in. When prices drop, people typically tend to buy because they're trading. So what we're looking at here, we already hit the top of that momentum wave band. Now what are we doing here? Now it looks like we're pulling back down here. So it's possible that we do trade sideways, like I mentioned here before, and that we do go down to this momentum wave band down here. So that's a possibility here. Now, there's also a possibility that it does rise, because if anyone does a technical analysis and they tell you we're 100% going to rise or we're 100% going to drop, they don't know what they're talking about, because you can't be 100% sure about anything when you're doing a technical analysis, right? It's like an educated guess. That's essentially what a technical analysis is. They're never 100%. It's always an educated guess here. That's why it's a technical analysis. Like technically, it should do this, but the world doesn't go off technicals all the time. Sometimes fundamentals come into play. Like let's say Dogechain comes out with some big news, like I'm talking about. But we're going to talk about the news after this technical analysis. But let's say Dogechain comes out with some big news and they actually implement it. That means we're going to have a way larger increase inside of our price, and it's not going to be the same as, it's not going to be congruent to Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin's pumping, but it wouldn't be pumping as much as Dogechain if Dogechain implemented some huge news, right? But it is pumping more than Dogechain right now, let's be honest. But yeah, as in for the prices here, like I do see us pulling back down a little bit more. But if here on the RSI we do cross and go upwards, we're going to have that increase in price. If we go sideways on the RSI, then we're going to have that decrease in price. So that's what we're watching for there. Now, as for the 15-minute chart, which is particularly short term here, you can see we're already nearing the top of the RSI here. So we already hit the top of the momentum wave band, and now we're making our way back downwards. So this is a sell-off period when you look at it short term on the 15-minute chart. So short term, immediately, we should probably start to pull back here as the RSI increases. We'll probably end up meeting this little red line here. That's part of the Chart Prime technical indicators, link in the description for that. But we should probably end up meeting that somewhere around here. And then that's when we see the pullback. That's also when we see the RSI crossing and then going downwards from there. That pullback should bring us to the top of this bottom momentum wave band, which should be around the middle, which is this level right here, which is our Fibonacci. So, that's why I like to do a lot of technical analysis with technical indicators and then manually do it with a Fibonacci, right? Because when your indicators are showing you the exact same thing that your manual technical analysis with the Fibonacci's, the RSI, and all that, then that's when you're doing something good. You can see here my Fibonacci is set right here with these lines right here. These lines are part of the momentum wave band. It shows you where momentum is going, and notice how the momentum is right on top of our Fibonacci retracement. So yeah, it's pretty accurate. Definitely check out the chart prime link in the description. Fairly accurate here. But let's move on from technicals and let's talk about the big news that we got going on here with Dogechain, because there's a lot of stuff going on with Dogechain. Now, the first thing here, you can see Dogechain, very, very, very good right now. 170 billion total supply. That's good. It makes it more realistic for us to get closer to $1. Obviously, Dogecoin would hit $1 before Dogechain, obviously, and we got a far away, and we have a slightly more coins than Dogecoin as well, so it'll be slightly harder for us to get there as opposed to Dogecoin. But what we do want to look at here with Dogechain, 29k holders on the Dogechain blockchain, and there are 9k holders here on Ethereum. So that's pretty important. The reason why I mention this is because this is a post that the Dogechain community has posted on their Twitter, or the Dogechain family, or the Dogechain developers. They posted this. So it says Dogechain looks ahead the space era. And as you know, we're trying to get up there to 10 cents here at Dogechain. So they said we recently published a series of threads remembering last year's milestones. Summing up, the Dogechain team worked relentlessly to provide the community with a vibrant ecosystem of utilities and the apps where Doge reigns king. And something big here is the Dogechain team. That's why I emphasize team, because if you think about Dogecoin, I keep getting them confused. But yeah, Dogecoin, not Dogechain. But if you think about Dogecoin and their developers, you can actually see like they were a team like when they were building up, and now they're still working behind the scenes on Dogecoin. But you don't have a ecosystem in Dogecoin, right? Like you don't have Dogecoin D apps, you don't have Dogecoin decentralized exchanges, you don't have Dogecoin wallets. Well, you do have some Dogecoin wallets, but like you don't have this whole ecosystem with Dogecoin, right? But Dogechain is supposed to be that ecosystem for Dogecoin. So the Dogechain team is a really big player inside of this. They really have the power to steer Dogechain in the right direction here. Now, down here it says, what's more, through two major governance votes, the community voted for no less than two separate and significant burns of the Dogechain token. Remember, trillion, right? It used to be at a trillion, now it's at billions. This reduced the total supply of Dogechain from 1 trillion to a mere 170 billion, improving long-term optics for the project. So this is very big. I want to show you all this again. So if we're going to go ahead and look at Dogechain, right? The Dogechain Explorer, you can see 170 billion coins total, right? They really did what they said that they did and what they said they were going to do. They did it, right? And this is huge. Now, obviously, Ethereum is different because Dogechain really isn't Ethereum, but what they're doing here is going to make it very useful on Ethereum, right? And it's going to make it very safe. So this is where they expand their ecosystem. This is very big. Now, it says down here, with DAO governance and staking fully implemented, Dogechain is now set up for success. But we can do more. We can do better. This is why our team has been exploring the latest blockchain tech that will ensure a future-proof smart contract layer for Dogecoin. And of course, one of the most obvious choices going forward would be Polygon's ZKEVM. Now, if you don't know what Polygon ZKEVM is, you need to do some research here. You need to do some research on ZK rollups. You need to do a research on what ZK is, which is zero knowledge. And then EVM, Ethereum virtual machine. So we have the Polygon ZK EVM, which is the Polygon zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine. So we already have ZK rollups. Now they're making the zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, and this is pretty good because this is like bringing layer twos together here. And anyways, they said by adopting this tech, Dogechain could become a true layer two of Ethereum and obtain ironclad, not ironclad, but ironclad security, remove the need for third party bridges, increase decentralization, open the path for interoperability with other ZK EVM chains, and benefit from the high scalability of zero knowledge proofs. However, this is something for the community to decide. Obviously, everyone's going to decide for this because this is very good. And if you look down here, most people are saying the same thing. They're like, yes, this is exactly what we need. Let's go. Like, we need this. This is what Dogechain needs. So, yeah, all that is good. But yeah, they said stay tuned for a governance vote in the following days, preceded by a discussion of this topic on Reddit. So they're gonna have a whole governance board on that. So yeah, I think this is very good for Dogechain, and I think this is a step in the right direction. ZK rollups are pretty good, and if you think about it, anything zero knowledge base, like people are gonna go to that like more frequently because who wants to learn a bunch of code to open up smart contracts and stuff like that? How about you do a ZK rollup? How about you do the ZK EVM, right? So it's a no brainer. This is exactly what needs to happen here for Dogechain. So yeah, shout out to the Dogechain developers for doing this. I think that was very good of them to, well, they haven't implemented it yet, but to announce this. They're going to do this in the future though, because this is what the people want. They've talked about it now, and the people are already set and honed in on this. People like me are making videos on it. Like, this is what we want inside of Dogechain. But yeah, like I said, personally, right now I don't have any Dogechain. I'm waiting for the price to go down. And that's why I do technical analysis here, because technically, I mean, it's my job to do technical analysis. And to do this, it's my job to trade here, because I also do trading a lot. But not only do I do trading here for a living, but I'm also looking at these prices and I'm like, bruh, there's no way that we're not going down here. There is no way that we're not going down these momentum wave bands, right? We're going downwards here on the price temporarily. We just now had a temporary increase in the price. And now here is where we get our little bit of a pullback here. So that's why I wanted to mention that, because I think we're going to pull back a little bit harder than some people think. We already had a nice little increase here in the price, but now that we're pulling back, yeah, it's possible that we do go up here to the top of the momentum wave band again. But it's also possible that the momentum wave band continues to curve downwards, and then we meet it probably somewhere around here. That's going to create lower highs. If it does continue to curve downwards on the way that it's curving now, right? Let's just look at that alone. Actually, let's go ahead and take this out. If we just look at these momentum wave bands, right? Watch how it's curving downwards, right? It's curving downwards. It's on a downtrend. Look at this price here. We touched the top of the momentum wave band there. Now imagine we start to increase, but then we stop here where this line is, and this line is going to meet the momentum wave band, right? It's going to meet those waves, or the momentum wave band, somewhere around there. And if it does, that means we're creating a lower high. That means we're trending downwards. That's kind of what it looks like here to me. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. This is just what I think. But yeah, if you like these technical indicators, check out the link in the description for Chart Prime. Very good indicators here. But moving on from that, that's pretty much all I got for you all today. Remember, if they do implement the ZK EVM, this is going to be very, very, very big for Dogechain. This is going to be a step in the right direction. Even if we don't implement this, Dogechain is like Dogecoin's son. Like, if Dogecoin is successful, he's going to make sure his son is successful too, Dogechain. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then Baby Doge, for all those that like Baby Doge. Baby Doge is also like the son of Dogecoin, right? But anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.